guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. I'm going to be doing just an easy, everyday, natural makeup routine. So I've already moisturized my skin. I use the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask. I love this stuff. I'm going to prime my skin with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. So I'm just going to use one pump. Surprisingly, just one pump of this stuff goes a long way. It really spreads out into almost like a serum-y consistency. I really like it. Just crossing my fingers that it doesn't break me out. This primer seems to be great for moisturizing the skin, and it also gives the skin a little bit of a tacky feeling. That means my foundation is gonna stick to it really, really well. Next up, my favorite step of all time. This is the Benefit Porefessional into the pores. All right, moving on. Fenty Beauty foundation. Huge fan of this foundation, especially when my skin is properly moisturized. It is fantastic. Foundation is on. I'm going to be concealing using my favorite concealer, the Tarte Shape Tape. Not gonna go too heavy-handed with the concealer today, just a little bit. Blend it out. Just noticing a little bit of redness around my nose. I'm gonna put some concealer in that area just to hopefully stop my redness from peeking through. I'm gonna lightly set the face using the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. Morphe M438 brush. If you guys saw my last makeup tutorial, then you would know that I'm not a huge fan of the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, which is why I'm super excited to try out this contour palette. I showed you guys that I purchased this in my Sephora VIB sale and MAC haul. If you guys have not seen that haul video, I will link that down below for you guys to check out. So I'm gonna be contouring using this brush right here. I'm gonna dip into the middle shade right here. I believe this is the shade Sculpt. Just tap in. Really like that this stuff is just a little bit less pigmented. Just a little bit on the forehead as well. And on the chin, the jawline. So far so good. I'm really liking it. It blends out nicely. It's not too pigmented. It's kind of exactly what I'm going for. So at this point, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm gonna sort of speed through this for you guys just because I didn't include it in my last makeup tutorial, and just in case any of you were wondering how I do my eyebrows. I'm just gonna speed through it because it's a little bit of a tedious process. I'm gonna be filling in my eyebrows using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Taupe. It's a really, really great product. I don't use it every single day. I sort of switch between the Anastasia Brow Powder and the Anastasia Dip Brow. So there, that's basically all the time it takes to fill in my eyebrow. I'm not going in too crazy today. I'm not going to do too much shaping or too much sculpting. I'm just sort of filled it in where it needed to be filled in. Remember that eyebrows are sisters and not twins, so don't panic if they look totally different. They don't need to be perfect. In reality, when you guys are going to school or to work, you're not going to be spending 25,000 years on your eyebrows anyways, so don't panic if they don't look perfect. Mine do not look perfect, but I just feel better having a little bit more color and a little bit more evenness in my brows, if that makes sense. From here, I'm going to go in with my favorite bronzer. This is the Hourglass bronzer that I talked about in my last video. It's the Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Diffused Bronze Light, and it is honestly the very best bronzer I've ever used. I will be repurchasing it as soon as I finish this because I imagine that it's not gonna last me too much longer. I honestly use this every single day. A little bit on the chin. It just adds such a nice warmth to the skin, and I really like that it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It's my favorite. People are always so skeptical to put sheen on the skin, and then we'll put like a metallic highlight strip right here on the cheeks, and I just think if we go in with something that's sort of just all around glowy and sheeny, then you know, it looks much more natural than just having a matte skin and then a massive streak of highlight right here. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to shade anybody. Do your makeup how you feel confident and how you enjoy doing it. But this personally for me is my favorite way. Most of the time I don't even wear blush. I'll honestly just take my bronzer on the apples of my cheeks and a little bit across my nose. This is the shade Madly. It's the perfect summertime bronzy blushy blush. I actually have 3 Nars blushes and I really like the Nars formula. They make a lot of peachy shades and I'm not a huge fan of peachy blushes. I just like something a little bit more cool toned. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how my skin is looking. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of highlighter. I think I'm gonna try highlighting with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light. This is a pretty popular product. You could consider it a cult favorite. It's famous for just being not a setting powder, but a finishing powder. So finishing powder is something that you would put on your skin to give it a different finish. So for example, if you have really matte skin or like a really matte foundation and you want to bring a little bit of life back to your skin, I would recommend taking this product and honestly just dusting it all over your face. I've used it under the eyes. I've basically set my face with it and it's been beautiful each and every time that I've used it. So you can see this is not a blinding highlight at all, and that's not what I'm going for anyways. Here you can see, especially on the nose, it's just a little bit of a sheen, and on my chin there you can just see it just adds a little something. I really like the way this is looking. You can see it a little bit right here. I'm gonna go in just a little bit more with something else. I'm gonna go back to my favorite highlighting product of all time. This is the Holmes Spotlight palette, and I'm actually gonna go into the lightest shade today, just on the tops of the cheekbones. No crazy highlight today. Okay guys, so I'm gonna move on to eyeshadow because my skin is basically all done. I'm gonna be using some Anastasia Beverly Hills single shadows today. I have this Z palette, the Sephora Z palette. I got this a couple years ago when Z palettes were like really popular, but I'm gonna go in to the shade Stone, which is right here. I'm gonna use my Morphe E27 brush. You have to go pretty heavy-handed with Stone, just it's such a light gray color that it doesn't even really show up on my skin tone, even though I have super fair skin. I don't always use this shade as a transition shade. I mostly use it for the purpose of like cooling down a look. So if I'm going in with some eyeshadows that are like on the orangey, red, pinky side and it's looking too warm, I'll go in with ABH Stone just because it cools it down a little bit. Using the same brush, I'm gonna go into Dusty Rose. This is another cult favorite back when Anastasia eyeshadows were really popular. Well, their palettes are really popular now, but before they came out with all of the amazing palettes like the Modern Renaissance and the Norvina palette and all of that stuff, Subculture palette, this is what was really, really popular. So you can see this just creates like a little bit of a pinky, I'm going for like a Dusty Rose, that's the name of the shadow, but I'm going for like a dusty rose kind of mauvey look. This is one of my go-to eyeshadow combinations. It's just nice and pretty, but it doesn't look too crazy. You can really build Dusty Rose up if you want to, but today I'm just gonna leave it basically like this. So you can see it doesn't even look too pink. That Stone really comes through and makes it a little bit more grayed out, a little bit more cool, which is exactly what I want. I'm actually gonna go back into Luminous Light for a second and I'm gonna put that on the lid. I'm honestly just gonna use my fingertips. So you can see this is like a heavy finger swatch, but it's not really anything too crazy, and I'm just gonna lightly put it on the lid. I'm just gonna put the excess on my nose and on my Cupid's bow. Your fingers are your best tool. They naturally warm up the product so that it melts into the skin a little bit better. They are God's tools that he gave to us, so we should not forget about them. You don't have to have crazy fancy brushes or spend hundreds of dollars on makeup brush kit. But if that's what you want to do, I mean, that's what I've done, so I'm not saying that it's wrong, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on makeup brushes and stuff and tools if you don't have the money or you don't want to. Like, don't feel pressured. Okay, so I'm happy with how this is looking. I don't want to add anything to my look. I think I'm just going to go in with some setting spray and I'm going to put a lip on and then obviously mascara. Okay, I'm super excited to use this. This is the ever famous MAC Fix Plus. I've been wanting to purchase this for a long time and I never really could justify it because I always had a million other setting sprays, but I know that this is like the best, not in terms of extending the life of your makeup, but more just like making everything sink into your skin. If you want to be super extra, you can go in with this to like take away the powderiness, and then you can go in with something like the Urban Decay All Nighter to extend your makeup, which is what I'm gonna do today because I'm so extra and ridiculous, but whatever. Oh, it actually smells really good. It smells like pretty soap. Yeah, I like it. Oh, I really like this look, you guys. It's so easy. It's taken me under 20 minutes to get to this point, and I've been talking a lot. I have timed myself doing exactly this look before, and it's taken me 10 minutes. So this is totally a look that you can achieve super quickly. I'm actually gonna go in with this Urban Decay setting spray on top just to make sure that it lasts all day. This setting spray does not smell nice. It smells like pickles, but it works so well. I'm willing to look past it. Okay, loving my skin today. Going in with this mascara right here. It's the Lancome mascara. Yes, it's just a really expensive mascara, but I like it a lot. It works really well. It'll last me a really long time because I don't need to load on the mascara for it to look good. I don't need to put on a ton of product for it to look good. I just usually dip in once and that's good enough for both eyes. This is the Sugar Rosé Lip Balm by Fresh. I love this stuff. Super easy, great for on the go. Just adds like a nice little bit of color to the lips. It's super moisturizing and doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel like a lipstick, but I really like it. I really like the color of it. I have a million lip products, but like I'll wear it for 10-15 minutes and then it'll feel really gross on my lips and I'll need to wipe it off, and it's just like a waste of product and a waste of money because I'm not using the product that I bought, if that makes sense. I'm just putting it on my lips and then wiping it off. But I don't feel that way about this lip balm. I like that it's super lightweight. I mean, you can feel it, but it's like, I know, it just feels like lip balm. And it adds enough color that I would consider this a lipstick. I wear it as a lipstick all the time. Does anybody else hate when they get like clumps of mascara like this? Alright, so there you go, guys. There is a super quick chit chat, get ready with me. Just like my everyday makeup routine, super basic. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be putting out a lot more content in the next couple of weeks for you guys, so just make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I upload. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.